Okay, we ready for the last one?
Yeah.
The last one is control. The way in which power and authority are exercised in the family. So who has the power? Who was in charge? How did they use their power and control? You know, those kind of things, and how that might show up in your dating life, to me, is that you have expectations of how much power and control you should have, or how much power and control your partner should have, and you may act those things out based off of what you saw in your family of origin.
I can see it.
And especially, it could be the exact opposite of what you saw, right? If you felt like the parent that you identified with more didn't have enough power and control, maybe you seek a relationship where you have more power and control, because you want to feel
that's
like
a good point.
You want to feel like you have control over things. If you felt like that, or if you felt like things would have been better if this parent was in control, or this family member had more say so.
I think that in that aspect, I grew. For me, it made me value freedom so much. Like my ability to act as I want, like be able to do what I want, not in the sense of like, oh, I can be out here in these streets and, you know, doing whatever I want that way. I mean, in the sense of just like, no one is overtly trying to tell me, like, no, you can't do this thing because some arbitrary reason that you came up with that doesn't make sense to me. Like, I didn't agree to this, but just because you don't want me to do it, I can't do it. Type situation. Growing up, I think, would you say something about like the expectations on like the power and control? Like expectations is just like, I'm going to be second guessed a lot from the women in my life. Like, I'm not going to be able to make any decisions without it being questioned, even right or wrong. I'm gonna have to fight tooth and nail for everything, and all the blame is gonna fall on me, no matter what. Everything that, you know, the woman something went wrong, it's somehow it was going to be my fault. So yeah, I think that's one of the things that stuck with me, that I probably picked up growing up. That's the kind of a belief that I picked up growing up, when he's like, well, you know, dealing with these women, you just know they're gonna try to control you. They're gonna try to tell you what you can and can't do, what you know, at all times. You're not gonna be able to make no kind of decision without it, you know, running it past her in some type of way. You try to make a decision, you're going to be questioned in front of people. You know what I'm saying? That you're going to be made feel less than, or perhaps even like incompetent in some type of way for just moving through life. So that's not a good feeling. I don't want none of that.
No.
I'm pouring out my heart to y'all, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but I'm you know, it's almost therapeutic.
Thank you for your transparency, babe.
You're welcome. You see what I just did there? I tried to deflect from my emotions by being funny.
We did notice. Okay. Do you want to explore that further?
Probably in therapy, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I would say, to what you're saying, I probably grew up in a similar household, or I probably witnessed similar situations. But my takeaway from that was that there are some men out here who are incompetent. So be thoughtful about who you let exercise power and control in your life, because if they're going to be incompetent, you could end up in a shitty situation. Or maybe you don't end up in a shitty situation, but maybe you end up having to do 100% of everything because you don't trust the person that you're with to be able to make good decisions for you, or you don't think that they're competent enough to be able to make good decisions for you. And so I was intentional about, like, do I feel like this person has made good decisions for themselves so far? Like, have they been able to manage themselves? If they are able to manage themselves, can I trust them to manage some things with me? I'm never going to give up 100% control, but am I comfortable allowing them to manage some things for me? Do I see areas in which they have strengths and I can, default to them because these things are their strengths? I'm more interested in that. I'm more interested in like, okay, do you have strengths that I can default to? And are those strengths compatible with mine? Like, is your strength a weakness for me and I can, again, default to you for this? Because I didn't want to do that shit no way. So it's great that you have this strength that is a weakness of mine and also something that I don't enjoy. Do it.
Please.
Well.
Please.
And have fun.
Please.
You was going to do it anyway, even if I wasn't here. So why am I asking?
Please. And I appreciate you doing it.
I do. I say it.
Yeah, I'm just.
Now, don't lie.
You do. I'm just.
Okay.
This is for the people.
I do say please, y'all.
Yeah, and she do show
and
appreciation.
I do show appreciation.
She do.
I do. But I'm just saying.
You're right. I think that it should be reciprocal on the other side as well.
Yeah.
You
should be able to relinquish some control to me and trust that there are things that I have a strength in.
There's a lot of guys out here and women too who believe that men need to be competent in everything possible. They got to be able to hold down, like do everything on their own, and that is not the case. That's not healthy. That's not, what I'm saying. It be some things that she brings to that she can do for you and the family and the household that is better than you. Doesn't mean that you can't do it. It was just she just has a particular skill set in that, and she wants to do it, and you don't give a shit about it. So I defer to you. You got it. I trust in your ability to make it happen,
big buddy.
And I guess another point, I guess for me, that I learned to do, I guess, was that I learned not to tell people what I'm doing, because like in my mind, if I tell you, oh, this is what I'm going to be doing, it's going to get questioned to death. It's going to be like made you feel like, am I making the right decision? So I've learned to just like move quickly and then let you know after the fact, hey, I'm doing this, boom, it's done. Like I'm reporting, I'm not asking.
That's real. I definitely do that as well. There's very few people that I ask. There's more people that I like, oh yeah, I did this thing. I was just telling you about it. It's going well so far. Or I'm enjoying this particular piece of it. But I think a part of that comes from having different life experiences than our parents and them not being able to.
What?
Okay. No. What I'm thinking is, I'm going to tell you this thing because we just had this conversation the other day that like our parents put us in position to be better than them, to have better experiences than them and have ultimately better outcomes. And sometimes with that, there are things that I'm going to experience or want to experience that you can't relate to because you ain't in the room where everybody is doing this and it makes sense for me to do this. And so when I'm doing something like that, I can't ask you, because if I ask you, you're going to tell me it's not a good idea, or you're going to give me reasons why it's not a good idea, or you're going to tell me that like, I don't know, you already got it this good, or like, you don't need to worry about that. And that's what I'm saying is like, we have different experiences. And so you can't offer me the same type of counsel because you don't know.
You have no frame of reference for this, or you can't see like the benefit of it, or like you just can't see like why would you do it just because where you are. And
that's what I'm talking about.
No shade. Yeah, I definitely
what were you thinking?
Get that. I'm thinking that like that is true, but for me, it's like, even I know you don't know, but you're still trying to tell me
what to do.
Yeah, like you don't. This is not your. I mean, like the type of person who would go like you hire somebody to come do something in your house, and then you telling the person,
"Oh yeah, what to do?"
Yeah, like you sure you need to do? I'm like, so
let me work, lady.
Yeah, let me do my thing. Let me do my thing. Trust in my ability to do this. You got me here. Let me take it from here. Or at very least show a little bit of trust in my ability to figure this shit out. I may fuck up, but trust that I'll be able to pull through, because I got to make these mistakes potentially.
Yeah.
Gotta try.
You do.